Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. So this video is going to be my planner lineup for 2022. However, before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a quick update about the shop. It is currently closed due to financial constraints. However, I do intend to reopen it with the products I currently have, and I'm going to be designing more products to reopen with. So you can follow me on Instagram at nerdy.jess to find out any of the updates for the shop, to see my planner spreads when they're completed, so on and so forth. So, man, 2021. Wow. We won't get into that. So this year I will be using 3 separate books, if you will. I will be using the Jibun Techo Daily Planner, the Jibun Techo Weekly Planner, and I also purchased a lined cafe notebook to use as a personal journal. So why don't we jump right in and have a look, shall we? All right, so this is the cafe notebook. It has Tamio river paper. I never know if I say that correctly. It's the same paper that you find in the Hobonichi. I specifically wanted a notebook that had that paper because I really love the way that watercolor works on the paper. I am actually a traditional artist. I do obviously do some digital art as well, but I prefer traditional mediums, so I really enjoyed that. I will show you a couple of the spreads in here just to give you an idea of how I'm using it. However, the majority of this is private. That's the whole point of this. I suffer from PTSD and anxiety with depression, severe anxiety with depression. So it's just a place that I can kind of go and say whatever I want and, you know, just get feelings out, even when because a lot of the times when you suffer from these disorders, your thought process doesn't make complete coherent sense, and it's hard to articulate to someone else what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, so on and so forth. So I thought that this journal could be a therapeutic tool for that. The stickers on the front of this are actually from Michael's. I mean, we're talking 14 years ago, so I don't know if they still have them. But I had them in a stash of a box of stickers that I've had for years and years out of my old scrapbooking with supplies, and decided to go ahead and put them on here. The first page, I do have like some personal stuff, but I will share with you the first spread that I did. Those of you who have followed my channel in the past know that my cat Binksy, I'll pop a picture up of her, she was 18 years old. She had kidney failure, and she succumbed to it at the end of the summer. So a few weeks later, we got a kitten from a rescue, and his name, he came to us with this name. It's Tater Tot. He's a Mancoon mix, and his story is interesting. The lady who actually found him and surrendered him to the rescue found him taped up in a box in the height of the hot Texas heat. We live in the Dallas area, so thank God she noticed that the box was moving and there was a little sound coming out of it, or he probably would not have survived. But he is the sweetest little guy. But this gives you an idea of kind of some of the things that I'm going to put in here. I also, I watched a Studio Ghibli movie that I have watercolored the dragon from the movie in my Hobonichi cousin, and I tore it out and taped it in here. That kind of stuff. So it is a collection of thoughts and things that have happened, so that outside of being therapeutic to emotionally dump everything, I can also go back and look at things that have happened over the course of the time that I've been using it. I did get this back in October. I do not do it daily. I realize that part of the reason I've been bad about things like journaling and daily planners is because I feel guilty when I don't. Well, I'm working really hard to get over that. Nobody is making me do it, so I use it when I need it. Actually, the last thing that I put in here was a couple of days ago, and it was actually notes for another project I'm working on. So the next planner I will be using is a daily planner. Like I just said, I'm not going to be hard on myself about filling this planner out. I did purchase the Jibun Techo Daily and Weekly planners off of JetPens. I'll put a link in the description below with the specific package, if you will, that I have. It came with another book that was a life book, and it came with a small little book that was like for notes, which I actually have in my weekly planner. So the life book, I'm not sure what I did with that. It's basically a perpetual calendar, which I have tons of. I fill out and then never look at again. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I might even just use the watercolor paper to draw and paint on. The watercolor paper, the paper to draw and paint on. So the weekly and the daily both come with like a thick cardstock insert that has the year printed on it and a vinyl plastic cover, similarly to the cover and covers for Hobonichi. The daily planner is actually an AVEX style, so the first half of the year, and then you have the second half of the year. Let's see. So inside, it is in Japanese. They do not have an English version of this. However, JetPens does have the translation on their website. So I went through and translated some of this. You get the overview of the previous year, the current year, and the year to follow. A calendex. And then you get these like list pages where you're like dreams, you can break things down. I have some of this translated in my weekly. I don't have it translated in this one. Events, lists area with checkboxes, and then you get into the months. I really like the way that they set the months up in both this and the weekly. So in this version, they have your task list on the left, your month, of course, the previous month, current, and future month, and then you also have what I'm going to be using as a habit tracker. So I just have been kind of playing around with it. I haven't actually jumped right in to this one quite yet. And then at the end, once you pass June, which is the last month in this, it's really handy because they actually include the rest of the months of the year in a condensed version. So it's really nice if this is your everyday carry, you have the option to go ahead and make appointments or write down notes for things in the future that means you don't have to start carrying the other book at the end. You'll just transfer those things over when you are ready to move in July. At the beginning of every month, you get a checklist and you also get an hourly list. I'm not sure what I would use this for. It also comes with basically a month overview, just things like to record about your month, your goals, things that you did, people that you met, so on and so forth. And then you get your dailies. So your dailies are broken up with the checklists on the left and hourly on the right. You do have a small calendar highlighting the week that you're in, and you have down here a mood tracker. So I like that a lot. In the back, you get about 3 pages of note space. So this definitely is not friendly to those who like to take notes in their planner. You'll want to have a little notebook with you, which of course they do give you. Let's see. The end of the month, there's nothing spectacular. It just goes right into February where you basically have your month overview. So these things are kind of like your month in review. It's just all in the beginning. So you have your goal setting and then you have what you did that month. So I like it so far. I haven't really delved into it, but I am going to, I'm just going to use it as I feel the need to. Like if I have a day where there's a lot of tasks I want to do, I'm going to use it. So this is my everyday carry, my main squeeze planner. This is a Jibun Techo Weekly. This does have the entirety of the year. It's already gotten a little beat up and loved. This sticker did not come with it. That is something that I purchased at a store. I'll put the name up here on the screen because I cannot say it. It's a Japanese import store here in the Dallas area. I know they're national, so I'm sure you can find it. If you're within the United States. I'm not sure how international they are. So this, like I said, it came kind of like in a kit. This pen is actually a friction multi-pen. I decided to move over to the friction pen because I want to be able to make changes without whiteout. I want to feel like I can be messy initially, and then if I want to make it neat, I can erase it and go. Now, word of warning. Friction pens erase, the ink itself is reactive to heat. So the heat that you create when you cause the friction on the page is what makes it disappear. But if you leave it as an example in your car in the dead of summer on 100-degree weather in Texas, let's say, you may come back and find that your writing has faded and or disappeared in places. So be aware of that. This is something definitely that I am mindful of when I take it out if it's hot outside. It's similar to technology as those books that I don't know if you've seen them, but the ones where they advertise that if you put it in the microwave, you can erase everything inside. Same ideology. The cover does come with the pin loop. The daily cover also had a pin loop that I do not utilize. This also, I can't recall if I purchased this separately or not. It also comes with this pencil board, which slips into the back pocket on the back of the planner, and you can use this to keep the planner closed. So super handy. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look inside. Any of the stickers that I have already put in this, I will try to pop up little notes on the screen where they're from. I'm not going to go through them and name everything. You can pause the video if you want to. When I do that, I'll leave it up for a few seconds to give you a chance so that you can see. So I carry, obviously, my driver's license, have some other papers in here. This note is a note that my son, who is now 15, actually years ago snuck into my wallet, and I've laminated it and I put it in all of my planners. Let's see, first page, you can put your name, your contact info. And then these two pages were, it was a lot of Japanese writing that obviously I cannot read. I do not speak Japanese nor read or write Japanese, so I just covered it up with some of my favorite shop stickers. This is an example spread that they give you to kind of give you an idea of how different ways you can utilize the days of the week. They are a vertical weekly spread. That is, you can use the hourly or you can just write whatever you want. I just stuck in some post-it notes from some little things and Once More with Love. They have your overview of the previous year, current year, and next year. Your Calendex. And the age chart. I do not remember the specifics of the age chart. You'll have to look it up on JetPens. Then they have your dream. You can plan out some of your goals and things. Financial planning. They have a map of the Japan. I guess I thought there was a transit system. That may be the one in the Hobonichi. I get them mixed up. But anyway, I'm going to just use these two pages. I'm going to take pictures of everybody at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year just as a comparison. I thought it would be fun. And then this is really neat. So they give you a blank spread for you to kind of plan out your plan, your style. So I went through and not only did I try to, using different methods in which to break things up by the hour, I also worked it out so that it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I want to have a productive weekend, it might look something like this. If I want a weekday with a family night, and then the rest of them, it's like, how long am I working? What am I doing? So it kind of helps me break up the time. Whether or not I actually follow that, that's a completely different story. 100 wishes, what you want to do. Favorite phrases, so you have a spot here to write down the author and then the phrase or quote. Recommendation list, what the recommendation was and who recommended it to you. Book list is the date, title, and author, and any comments you have. It gives you like a little 3-face rating system similar to their mood tracking system. Then you have the movie list, gifts you've received, gifts you've given, a promise list. So I thought this was really interesting. It's basically what the promise is and who you promised it to. And there's quite a lot. So I don't know if that's a cultural thing or what. Then I really love this. They basically have a built-in habit tracker for every month and in a separate area. And they also include some lists and things on the weekly spreads themselves that you can use. So this is really nice. You have it all the way through the year. And then you have your monthly spread. And this, even though this is for 2022, the monthly spreads did start in November, and I think weekly started in December. We'll have to look when we get there. You have your checklist on the side, you have more checklists on the bottom, and you've got your days, of course, your moon cycle phases, and then for each day you also have 3 little happy faces to denote mood if you so choose. Get past all of these. And just as a reminder, the page that I'm about to turn to, this channel is not intended for youngins. I do use stickers and things that have profanity. So, case in point, it's from Tipsy Dog Designs, which I love. This is a weekly spread that I obviously did not finish. I just put little notes here about how I was feeling and then marked a little face that was correlated best with my mood. At the bottom, you have your morning, noon, and night, so you could actually track your meals if you wish. Of course, it is broken down hourly, and it's nice because I condense the early hours at the top because most people are sleeping. And then another really neat thing about this is that they give you the opportunity to actually check off what the weather was like that day. So they actually have the icons at the top there. So here's a blank page just so you can actually see it clean. So you've got your calendar over here, and there is actually a lot of space. And this is this is called, oh, it's an A5, but it's a bit smaller. I forget what they call it exactly. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'll have to go look. So once you get past all of your weekly spreads, there's the maps I was thinking of. So you get past all of your weekly spreads, you have looking back on 2022, you have personal, friends, family, world events. So you have it for each month. You have a section where you can write your personal things, notes that you want to about that month. And then you also have a section where you can write notes about friends, family, or what's going on in the world. And at the very bottom, you have a space to summarize both of them. You have the transit maps for Japan, which are actually kind of pretty. I just was testing ink here, playing with it. And then over here you have some personal data. You can write down your weight and all that kind of stuff, which I obviously have not filled out yet. And at the back, I actually went ahead and wrote down the entire translation of this paragraph here. It says, "This notebook is important to me. I apologize for the inconvenience, but if you find this notebook, please contact me using the information below." And obviously, that's contact information. Okay, so this is the notes book that I was telling you about. They call it Idea, and it's just a white, stiff cardboard cover. And inside is the Tomio River paper, and it is a grid paper, and it actually has it sectioned off on the left here if you want to, and then you have more space on the right. And it's not very long. I have my vaccination card in here. And then at the back of this, I purchased the a little note, I don't know what you call this, a pouch to go into that has space for a couple of cards in it so that I can carry more cards if I need to, like a wallet, and then of course the back. All right, guys, that summarizes everything for my 2022 planner lineup. I appreciate you watching. Please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with the channel's ratings or rankings rather in YouTube. And I hope to see you all again. I do want to mention that I have some exciting things coming. I will be doing or creating a second channel and opening a Patreon specific for traditional art tutorials. So stay tuned for that. I will release more information on Instagram and in future videos. I hope you all are safe and healthy and happy planning. Peace.